Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Yesterday, Blizzard announced new nerfs for Hearthstone. The nerfs are going to come live today. There are 8 cards that are being nerfed, so is the meta going to change a lot? In this video, I'm going to take a look at the nerfs, evaluate their effect on the affected decks a little bit, and then also try to predict what decks are going to be winners in this nerf patch. First of all, Blizzard has finally caved and actually going ahead and nerfed Incanter's Flow for Mage. Last time Incanter's Flow escaped the nerf even though it was universally requested. This time Incanter's Flow is getting hit from 2 mana to 3 mana, reduce the cost of spells in your deck by 1. What does this mean for Mage? Obviously it makes the Mage somewhat weaker, but does Mage have somewhere else to go? What else can Mage really do? There are not a ton of options available for Mage at the moment. Elementals with Grand Finale seems pretty weak. Maybe there's something that you could build with Fire and Grand Magus and Grand Finale, but for the most part you're just stuck in this no minion style, and Incanter's Flow is part of that style, even if it costs 3 mana. I think the most significant nerf that is coming is the nerf to Il'gynoth from a 4 mana 2/6 to a 6 mana 4/8. I'm a little bit thinking about, okay, 8 health. Does that mean that Il'gynoth is a little difficult to remove? Does that mean that maybe you can still do something with it, but I think the combo deck is dead. Obviously you can discount your cards, but if you happen to hit any undiscounted Il'gynoth, you have to get so many discounts to be able to pull off the combo. You're even more reliant on randomness. Previously OTK Demon Hunter, even though it was able to discount cards, so it was able to pull off the combo faster, but it also had a full combo without a single discount. So if everything goes wrong, you hit just the wrong cards with all of your discounts, you still have the combo available, as long as you go through your deck and hit 10 mana. And now that combo no longer exists, you have to get discounts to make the combo playable. So I think this is one of those rare nerfs that is actually going to kill an archetype. They're also touching Warlock a little bit, Dark Lair from a 2 mana 2/3 to a 3 mana 3/4. But thing is, currently the best Quest Warlock decks in standard format are not running Dark Lair anyway. They are running the Giants build. So what does Dark Lair nerf matter? Maybe it makes more of a difference in Wild, where Stealer of Souls is also banned, but yeah, Dark Lair wasn't in the top build anyway. Battleground Battlemaster nerf, extremely expected, extremely welcome. This card is just stupid. Yeah, let's just put it like it is. This card is just stupid. This card enabled 2 minions stick on the board, you play this and you win the game. Like, what is the point of that? And it used to be a 5 mana card, but now it gets to keep the same effect, and it goes to 6 mana. So it's still a playable card. There will still be decks that will play this card, and it will still win games just 1 turn later. So yeah, I really hope that they would have touched this a little bit more, but okay, it helps a little, it delays the kill a little bit. I mean, that gives time for, like, if you're playing a control deck, you can try to kill those minions that hit the board because the Battlemaster comes a little bit later. You have a little bit more mana to handle that situation with the minions, so yeah, maybe it helps. But it's still a perfectly playable card. Then there's a Hunter nerf with Golgar Backrunner from a 2 mana 2/3 to a 3 mana 3/4. Golgar Backrunner hasn't been that important in United in Stormwind. It was much more important in the Barons, but now because you're not fighting for the board nearly as much, Golgar hasn't been doing as much in the Hunter deck. This is one of the nerfs that I'm really uncertain about. Is there still going to be a run in Face Hunter? Is that still going to be good enough? Or is Face Hunter going to give this up in favor of something else? This one I really don't know, but Face Hunter doesn't actually need this card to be successful at the moment, so Face Hunter is still going to be fine. Also a small nerf to Shaman, Granite Forgeborn from a 4/5 to a 4/4. I don't think this change matters much. Sure, there are some occasions where Granite Forgeborn will now die, so you will lose some games that you would have won otherwise, but it still comes out at 4 mana, it still has a decent stat line for 4 mana, it still has an insanely good effect. This will not change Shaman decks at all. Shaman decks will be exactly the same. Just a small performance nerf. Then the Conviction nerf. So this one together with the Battlemaster nerf mean that Paladin in particular, killing people just boom, get 2 minions to stick and immediately have the kill, is going to have it a little bit slower. From 1 mana to 2 mana, that's a fairly significant change. At least all Paladin decks will want to run a Cariel after this change so that they can discount these Convictions. Might still be playable card in aggro, but maybe there is a chance that we can also see some kind of slower, more mid-rangey Paladin come back. Maybe without Conviction, maybe even without Battlemaster. Librams? Could you play Librams again? I mean, I'm uncertain, but that's interesting. It was good that 2 cards were hit, because Battlemaster nerf itself was not going to be enough to stop Paladin. And finally we have a Flesh Giant nerf from 8 mana to 9 mana. Bye even Reno Lock. Well, maybe not bye, even Reno Lock might be fine without Flesh Giant, but you can't play this in wild even Reno Lock anymore. But just 1 mana added, so it's still reasonably simple for something like Quest Warlock to discount this. So I'd expect the Giant's build of Quest Warlock to be fine despite these nerfs. But obviously things now happen 1 turn, 2 turns slower, which was actually the design intent. In the description of these nerfs, the design intent was said to be that they're trying to slow down the metagame by a turn or 2. What does this mean for the game overall? Because these non-interactive quest decks are becoming a little bit slower, there's also some nerfs to some of the face decks, then I think we're headed more towards a mid-range meta. Because there are already a bunch of mid-range decks that are quite viable. As Death Rattle Demon Hunter, for example, Elemental Shaman, Rush Warrior, these decks are going to get better. Other decks that I believe will benefit from this include the likes of Quest Rogue, also sort of mid-range deck, Tempo deck, that can really use that little bit of extra time to finish games, and it's going to be great for Quest Rogue. Quest Shaman looks really scary. All of its main adversaries are getting nerfed. Quest Shaman looks like a very strong candidate for the new meta. And I think Quest Warlock, the Giants build, is still going to be fine. I don't think it's going to lose as much as all of its peers are losing, as much as Quest Mage is losing, as much as Lifesteal OTK Demon Hunter is losing. So these are some of the decks that I believe have a good chance to succeed in the post-patch meta. And of course you can never count out Paladin, but I don't know what exactly is going to be the Paladin build after the nerfs. That will need a bunch of testing. There's a very good chance that there will be some very strong Paladin decks as well. Well, nerfs are coming out later today, so we're going to find out how the meta is starting to shape up. I will review the upcoming meta in a few days once we have some statistics so that I can actually compile a best decks list, and that's my take on what the nerfs should mean and what decks I think are going to be winners of this, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and check out my Twitch channel.